Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, we will start pairs free skating. Please stay with us.
女士们、先生们，我们即将进行的比赛项目是双人自由滑，敬请期待。
Ladies and gentlemen, please be aware the house lights will be dimming shortly.
女士们、先生们，我们提醒您，场馆灯光即将关闭。
Let's welcome the officials for this event.
女士们、先生们，现在为你介绍本场比赛裁判员及官员。
The referee representing the ISU,
裁判长来自国际滑联。
Andrea Derby. The panel of judges,
裁判员
Judge number 1 from Ukraine,
1号裁判来自乌克兰，
Irina Medvedeva. Judge number 2 from Italy,
2号裁判来自意大利，
Miriam Malange. Judge number 3 from Canada,
3号裁判来自加拿大，
Regan Fortin. Judge number 4 from People's Republic of China,
4号裁判来自中国王玉民，
Judge number 5 from Japan,
5号裁判来自日本，
Horyuji Ritsuko. Judge number 6 from United States of America,
6号裁判来自美国，
Kevin Rosenstein. Judge number 7 from Georgia,
7号裁判来自格鲁吉亚，
Salome Chigogidze. Judge number 8 from France,
8号裁判来自法国，
Philippe Meriguet. Judge number 9 from Germany,
9号裁判来自德国。
Ula Fai. The technical panel also representing the ISU,
技术组来自国际滑联，
Technical Controller
技术监督
Anna Siroska. The technical specialists,
技术专家
Simon Briggs and Ivana Yakubsevich Marinkovic.
Welcome to Beijing for the International Skating Union's Grand Prix final. Day 2 of competition, where the first medals will be decided and awarded within the National Indoor Stadium. As we see some sights of this incredible city, host to the 2008 Summer Olympic Games. And the venues you see now used for that prestigious event, and then subsequently used also at the 2022 Winter Olympics. The National Indoor Stadium, the home for this ISU Grand Prix final, located on Olympic Green with a capacity of up to 20,000. The venue that we see and enjoy now costs $95 million and is nicknamed the Fan because the design resembles a traditional Chinese folding fan. Arena that we see skating in now previously hosted the artistic gymnastics, trampolining and handball at the 2008 Summer Games, and yesterday saw some fabulous skating from both juniors and seniors. We look forward excitedly to the conclusion of the pairs event with the pairs free skate coming up shortly. There, a chance to see the turnaround for the venue, which outside of this is a multifunctional exercise for locals now. But today are the best figure skaters in the world who are vying to secure more world ranking points, prize money, to confirm their position as front runners heading towards the next Winter Olympic Games in 2026 in Milano Cortina. And unlike some of the other disciplines, the pairs free skate, which we start with today, a little bit more open in terms of favourites for that 2026 Winter Olympic title. That will make for a very exciting free skate coming up now. And the incredible lighting system here will shortly show the first 3 teams, 2 warm-up groups for the final. And the starting order for the free skate, the reverse order of the result from yesterday's short program. Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud opening proceedings. And finally, Minerva, Fabian Hase and Nikita Volodin, the surprise winners of yesterday's short program, will round out this first event. And there, the judges and officials who give so much time and energy. Shortly we will see the technical panel. There, Mr. Simon Briggs, one of the technical specialists. Today is his 29th wedding anniversary to his lovely wife Debbie Briggs, but such is his commitment to supporting the athletes he's here in Beijing while she works as a coach in Scotland. We thank all of the judges and the officials for their incredible commitment to the support of the sport as we count down to seeing the skaters take to the ice.
Let's welcome our skaters to the ice. Representing Canada, Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud. Representing Italy, Ghilardi and Ambrosini. Representing Hungary, Pavlova and Sviatchenko. Skaters, your 6-minute warm-up begins now.
And the 6-minute warm-up now underway, and you can see such a narrow gap in the results from the short program between the first 2 teams. They warm up with some back crossovers, showing some impressive speed in the warm-up for Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud.
In 6th place. They took home the national bronze.
They have had such an incredible Grand Prix series, getting their ticket to this final in Beijing. Winners in Angers in France, silver medalists in Allen, Texas at Skate America.
Let's welcome Pereira and Michaud.
Still amazing to consider how new Leah Pereira is to this discipline, competing as a junior women's singles competitor on the Junior Grand Prix circuit last year. Now, different discipline, senior ranks, she's made it to the final with Trent. So from one team with comparatively little experience as pair skaters to another so seasoned, Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini.
And dancing when not at the rink. She was a single skater
They're
while
the
he had
only
competed pairs in
one of the
skating
6
since
teams who have made it to this Grand Prix final this year, who competed in Beijing at the 2022 Winter Olympics. They were 14th there.
At the 22 Olympic Games in Beijing and have made 2
Last season went on to become silver medalist at the European Championships.
Italy. A warm welcome for Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini.
One of 2 Italian teams competing in Beijing, with Italian pair skating resolutely improving, with so many teams being represented by the Italian nation. 5 teams from Italy competed on the Senior Grand Prix series this year. Quite incredible. Rebecca and Filippo will want to be on that world team for their nation. As we look now to Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko.
Who teamed up in 2022. They are the first Hungarian pair skating team to
are
win an
here
ISU Grand Prix medal, which was
due to
silver
the
at
withdrawal
Skate
from
Canada
Annika Hokka and Robert
They followed
Kunkel,
it up with a bronze
who were
at
forced
Antwerp.
to withdraw due to
Competing
injury, and
at Worlds to a
we continue to
7th
send
place
them
finish,
our very
and
best wishes.
Europeans, where they finished in 5th place.
That said,
Also
Maria and Alexei
current and defending national champions.
explained yesterday that they were conscious of the possibility, because they were the first alternates to the final. They knew there was a chance that they might be called up, and consequently organised their visas in advance just in case they got to go. And they appear to have really relished the chance to get the call up, skating a fantastic short program for them and achieving personal best score en route. They approach Dimitri Zavin. We've mentioned already the commitment from the judges and the officials, but also it has to be acknowledged the amazing commitment from the coaches who we see ringside. As we see a comfortable triple salchow throw from Leah and Trent. And Rebecca Ghilardi skates past her coach Rosie. Also ringside, Carolina Kostner, former world champion from Italy, here supporting them as well, perhaps as a team leader capacity, but I think her presence will undoubtedly bolster the confidence of any athlete. At this stage, with athletes as seasoned and experienced as those on the ice now, the wisdom from their coaches won't be particularly technical, but much more, I'm sure, of a motivational standpoint. And ideally, coaches helping their students to get into the right frame of mind to deliver their very personal bests and replicate what's been happening in practice. Actually, great to see there Rebecca with a comfortable double axel, single axel. And hopefully she'll be able to demonstrate that more relaxed entry under the pressure of the performance.
Skaters, there's 1 minute remaining in the warm-up.
And Leah, alongside her partner Trent, will be the first to skate. Great to see there, she able to see herself on the giant screens in the arena in the moment, hopefully embracing the opportunity and experience of being a senior Grand Prix final competitor. Just another opportunity for the athletes to get some competition experience with increased pressure in advance of the ISU Championship events and their own domestic national competitions as we head towards the latter stages of the season. And it very much appears that all three teams have already worked through all of their elements, and now it's biding their time in advance of the announcement that this warm-up is now over.
Would you please clear the ice?
热身环节结束，运动员请退场。
Our first skaters represent Canada.
首先登场的是加拿大组合。
And now taking to the ice, Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud from Canada. Leah, just 19 years of age, Trent, 27. They've had, as I said in warm-up, a wonderful season, and hoping to continue as they start their free skate to the music from the Gladiator soundtrack by Hans Zimmer. Double axel and double axel from the single axel at the end for Trent on the last jump. She lands the throw triple loop that they had a fall on in the short program. Wonderfully difficult transition into the side-by-side triple circles. Through triple circle as well. Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud open the pairs free skate. Shame about the final Group 3 lift, just going awry at the end, and that coming in at just at level 1. It's currently under review from the tech panel, but otherwise, an impressive skate for the team. They will have been disappointed with the short program, with the fall on that throw triple loop, but complete redemption with both throws successful in the free skate for Leah and Trent today. And I referenced it through the Grand Prix series, but it's still fascinating to think that just over 12 months ago, Leah was watching the Grand Prix series and having to ask Trent for confirmation of some of the features of the elements, as she was still so new to the discipline, still amassing an education, and now she is here competing with the very best in the world. Coach Alison Perkis greets them off the ice as they discuss perhaps what just took place on that final lift. Wonderful way to start the program, and here split. Hands dropped by his side, clean catch, and that element coming in at level 3 with a good creative execution. And the first 2 jumps in this combo were good, just a single axle at the end for Trent, which forces the 2 to be negative as well. And Leah had explained that they have been putting a lot of effort into the program component scores as well, working hard with the choreographers to refine transitions and performance in both programs. As we look at this lift, it will be that refinement and continued consolidation of good skating skills, which I'm sure they will be focusing on towards the latter half of the season, and particularly in their off-season, still so new as a team. But if they can make improvements next year in the off-season, given what they've achieved in such a short space of time in the sport and in the discipline for Leah, and as a new team, they could be well en route to success with the 2026 Winter Olympics. They find themselves just 13/100ths of a point behind the Italians, but they did have higher component scores than both of the 2 teams above them. So how much will the tech score mistakes today affect them? That's wonderful to see. Leah just saying it's okay. Trent reliving the lift and the consequences of that on their tech score. 123.38, 5 points adrift of their personal best. But a team with a bright future.
Yeah, that was a great program.
And now to the first of the 2 Italian teams, Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini, the European silver medalists. And the first of 2 Dracula-inspired free skates that we'll see in this pairs event. Salcho's better than we've seen from them throughout the series. And again, although far from perfect, double axle, single axle sequence, better than we have seen in the past, and now their strengths, the pairs elements. hands didn't go down that time. Throw triple lutz. And even better landing that time on the throw triple loop. Really pleased for Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini from Italy. That one of their best skates, I suspect. They will be so relieved to have got through that. They'd said that jet lag had hit hard when they performed in the short program yesterday. Filippo explaining that they travelled from Japan, where they competed at the NHK Trophy, back to their training base in Italy, and then back out to China. It did feel optimal in the short program. A day later, delivering a skate that justifies the smiles on their faces. And taking a moment to thank the crowd. As I said, they're the only team that competed in Beijing at the 2022 Winter Olympics. You can see on the necklace of Rebecca Ghilardi, the Olympic rings. It will be such a special place in their hearts for this city. And a different perspective for a team that is in a different Olympic cycle. You're having to regroup from the rush and excitement of that 2022 Winter Olympic season. And now they also have different pressures upon them based on the number of Italian teams nipping at their heels. Triple twist coming in at level 3. And here the Sacco, it's not the greatest of techniques. It's an optimal air position, and you can see the little double three turn for Rebecca. But that said, they will be only too well aware that that's their weakness. Be working hard on it. The challenge will be to continue to change some formed habits of technique, easily rectifiable, something that will be honed in and worked on in the off season more so. But now, mid-competition season, their focus, I'm sure, has been on delivering on this Dracula-inspired free skate. Their choreographer Luca explaining that this is more comfortable for them than the short program. As I mentioned in the short program, Luca believes they are the best storytellers in the pairs discipline. You can really see them tapping into that when the two throws and the two side-by-side jumps were complete. Best of the throws was the loop. And straight away into storytelling with the facial expression for Rebecca. Here, a wonderfully difficult exit. No such issues on any of the three lists, like the Canadian team who did before them. Rebecca and Filippo will have been pleased with this performance and used that as motivation en route to the return to Italy for the Italian Nationals. That takes place 22nd and 23rd of this month. So their busy season will continue. They vie to be one of 3 Italian teams at Europeans and one of 2 Italian teams that qualify for Worlds in Montreal. So they need 1, 2, 3 to lead. They stay ahead of the Canadians. and a score of 126.94. So just half a point behind their personal best. So relief and satisfaction as they shout out to Ice Lab and their training team who work with them there in Bergamo as well.
Our next skaters represent Hungary.
And now to the final team in this first warm-up group, the Hungarians Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko. The first Hungarian pair skating team to win an ISU Grand Prix medal. Coming here as the first alternates, but delivered a great short program and hoping for a great free skate. Delight from the crowd in the best triple twist of the event so far. Maria clings on to the second double axel after the triple toe. She will not miss the throw triple flip, just like yesterday. Effortlessly comfortable.
The sunrise, it is sunshine that falls down on us. Who you are,
Lexi working hard, side by side triple cycles complete. Wonderful overhead shot with the triple loop. He was late to lock up in the arms. The final group 4 lift comes down early. Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko, you can see his head in his hands. That the reaction to that final lift, because otherwise, until that point, this was another solid skate to add to the successful short program of yesterday for this Hungarian team. Similar to Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud and having that mistake in the lift, but this one perhaps even more costly than the Canadians. That Group 4 lift, the third from final element, coming in at base level, which would otherwise be a comfortable level 4 for the team and consequently a lower tech score for sure. Fascinating to see how the scores compute, because this team, easily the most comfortable and confident on the side-by-side jumping passes today. Maria, formerly a single skater, she used to train in Toronto with Brian Orser and the team there before switching disciplines to pairs.
The world,
There, as I say, the
stars upon everything.
easiest looking opening triple twist lift, level 4 for this team, unlike the level 3s we've seen from others. Triple toe, double axel, and then unlike Leah and Trent, managing double axels again, but just working hard, but having to step the left foot down early, so the grade of execution will drop. And here it was the turn of Alexei to struggle off axis in the air, but strong enough to maintain that right back outside edge on one foot. Here, locking up late,
like the sky,
on that lift as well.
high above.
And what we will see is a difference. This is the premature exit of the final lift. Look now to the back outside death spiral. Solid outings on the whole from the three teams in this first warm-up group, but for Maria and Alexei, akin to what we've seen from others, just the need to continue refining and honing, and that will be the difference that we see from the Germans and Canadians to come, who lead the field after the short program. Just an increased quality of skating skill and performance output. So they need 123 to lead or maintain their lead based on the margin they had over the Italians and the Canadians from the short program. But indeed, they do just that. Second on the free skate, 126.51. But based on that comfortable margin that they had from the short program, Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko continue to lead the field heading into the final group of pairs. And now, despite being first alternates, their lowest result will be 4th place in their first Senior Grand Prix final. Their confirmation of the standings.
Let's welcome our next group of skaters
Unchanged
to
after the
the
short
ice.
program. Will that stay the same as we look towards the final group entering onto the ice?
Representing Italy, Conti and Macii. Representing Canada, Stellato-Dudek and Deschamps. Representing Germany, Hase and Volodin. Skaters, your 6-minute warm-up begins now.
运动员现在将进行6分钟热身。
And there we can see just over 2 points separate the Italians, Conti and Macii, and the leaders from Germany. And here immediately you can see in the warm-up now just that increased quality in skating skill from the first 3 teams.
Passion for music off the ice. They're
A
currently
bit more flow, a little bit more glide, a little bit more open-chested.
A year ago, where they won the national title,
Use higher
and became
performance
the
and
first
presentation
Italian pair
component
skaters
skills.
to win the European title,
Sara
and
and
first
Nicolo
to
were,
earn a world championship medal,
they said
a
that
bronze.
they were so happy finally, and that in reference to some of the challenges that they've had on the Grand Prix series when they competed in Espoo and Angers.
这对组合是意大利首个斩获欧锦赛金牌以及世锦赛铜牌的双人
Sara and Nicolo will be hoping for a clean free skate. They've said that their season has started now as we look ahead to Diana Stellato.
意大利组合孔蒂和马西。
As we see Sara Conti warming up for her side-by-side jumping passes. We again return to Diana, who is doing the same, double axel for her. She was less than overjoyed with her short program.
Taken a break from skating for 16 years. She enjoys working out, cooking, skincare, and spending time with
But
family.
as PJ Kong announces to the audience at the National Indoor Stadium,
They're the national champions
has
and
had
were
that
ranked fourth at the
16-year break from
2023 World
competition,
Championships while taking the bronze at the Four Continents.
but doesn't
They won
use
World
any
Cup
excuses.
this season,
As coach
and they are
Jose
at the
Picard
Grand Prix final for the second time.
reiterates the technique that she wants to see in her student Maxime
Please
Deschamps.
welcome Diana Stellato-Dudek and Maxime
Diana
Deschamps.
explained yesterday to Golden Skate that they took 2 days to get here. Like we heard from the Italians, Ghilardi and Ambrosini, perhaps struggling a little bit with jet lag. But the Italians went pretty clean in their free skate. That really will be what Diana and Maxime want if they are to take the title here, having placed 4th last year at the Grand Prix final in Torino.
This team
Minerva,
is in
Fabian,
first
Hase
place at
and
the
Nikita
short program.
Volodin.
She is a multiple national champion.
They
and 2022 Olympian
achieved a
with former
huge
partner
personal
Noel
best
Zegert.
in
He
their short
competed with
program to
various
secure
partners at the
over the
international
70-point
and
marker.
national
That was their goal
level.
for this
Most
event, or for
she
this
enjoys
season.
going on walks
And they've
reading
achieved
while he is into soccer,
so many, if
video
not all,
games,
of the
and
goals that they had
cars.
assigned
They
to
won
themselves
both their Grand Prix events in Espoo
before
and
the start
Osaka,
of
which have led them
the
to
events
their first trip
2024,
to the Grand Prix final.
72.56.
Representing Germany, let's welcome Minerva,
And I
Fabian,
thought that
Hase,
perhaps
and Nikita Volodin.
their chances of a successful outing here were diminished based on their crazy and erratic schedule by competing in the final 2 Grand Prix events, exacerbated further by acknowledging that Nikita has been unwell. He was down with a cold following the return from the NHK Trophy in Osaka. Limited training time beyond that event in preparation for the Grand Prix final, and yet they delivered that outstanding short program that they've intimated was a surprise to them as much as it was to me. But the German team acknowledging that they're not going to apply any more pressure on themselves following that successful short program. Well, the quality speaks for itself as we see throw triples done with effortless ease in warm-up. It's quite fascinating to hear from Minerva and Nikita about the pre-event challenges that they've had at some of their other competitions. I gather that Nikita forgot his trousers before the Lombardia Trophy, their first Challenger Series event. And then at the Nebelhorn Trophy, their second Challenger Series event, which they went on to win, his lace snapped. And then at the NHK Trophy, just before the free program, Nikita's hook broke. And coach Dmitry Savin came to the rescue, punching a hole through the leather to thread the lace through rather than hook it onto the now missing hook.
There's 1 minute remaining in the warm-up.
And yet, in their early partnership, they faced so many unexpected, unprepared for eventualities that could have sidelined their preparation, but they have been unbeaten bar that Lombardia Trophy this season. The maximum number of pair teams allowed in a warm-up is 4, because there are 6 participants in each of the disciplines, both in the juniors and the seniors, that qualify for this Grand Prix final. We've had to divide the pairs teams up into 2 groups of 3, and you sense that, like the first warm-up group, that with there being 1 less team than there could be in this warm-up. They've been able to run through all of their side-by-side jumping passes, lifts if necessary, the twist. All the elements have been completed with time to spare. Just like in that first warm-up group, the skaters just almost waiting for the announcement that they can leave the ice before crunch time. All of the skaters will have had their official practice earlier in the day. And then time to recover before returning to the rink for their off-ice warm-up. Now, off-ice warm-up done, on-ice warm-up complete. A successful short program. Will this Italian team, Sara Conti and Nicola Macii, be able to round out a really successful competition for them here in Beijing? Skating to the Ennio Morricone music that they used last season. Tight on the landing of the triple twist lift. We're far apart, further apart than in the Grand Prix series for the triple to double axel, double axel. Review whether or not it was a double for Nicolo to start. No such issues with the comfortable side-by-side triple saltos. Triple loop. Choreo sequence, a little bit of respite before the final throw. Comfortably done, lovely throw triple salto. Good combination of turns as the transitional exit. Well, joy for the European champions and the world bronze medalists, Sara and Nicolo. High 10 one another. This has been a fantastic event for them, and they said after the short program that they felt that their season started there. And as she shakes her fist in joy, it's wonderful to see them smiling again. The Grand Prix series seemed tense and tight for them, perhaps as they tried to live up to the expectations of last year's successes as European title winners. And just this, more like what we enjoyed watching last year, when every time they left the ice and went to the kiss and cry, there was just abundant joy. And joy too from Coach Barbara Leoni. This is their first time competing in China. I'm sure, although the opening triple twist was tight, and here, sorry, I apologize to Nicolo, there's no doubt that was a gloriously comfortable triple toe from him. And they got through the two subsequent double axels. It just was a little far apart, so the grade of execution won't be at its optimal. Every other element coming through with a good GOE. They managed to maintain focus right to the end. No lift errors as we've seen from some of the other teams so far in this event. There's no doubt Sara, so expressive. Nicolo, more reserved this season, but hopefully this experience here this experience here will allow him to free up his performance again. And they have 135. They have now achieved a personal best, so not just returning to the form of last year, but better than their previous personal best from the World Championships in Saitama, Japan. And now does this indeed signal a change of the guard in their season? We've seen themselves fall underneath Diana Stellato and Maxime Deschamps, who were behind them at Worlds last season. Are they now? Certainly they put in their campaign. It is now the turn of the Canadians, Diana Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps. Interview with a Vampire, the soundtrack for their music. They were quite brilliant in their first Grand Prix assignment at Skate Canada in Vancouver. And they'll hope to repeat or better in Beijing. Single axles for Diana after the triple toe. Cautious and hesitant entry. Mistakes on the landings for both of the Sampos.
Have you said your goodbyes to the light?
incredibly difficult forward outside death spiral.
Now look with your vampire eyes.
Difficult entry through into the pair spin, signaling the change of music. Sako. Complex and difficult choreo sequence that we've seen heading into the final throw triple loop. Whoa. We struggled on this final lift at Cup of China. Comfortably delivered. As Diana is straight into analysis of the free skate. Nanoseconds after hitting their final pose. Diana Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps complete their Grand Prix participation 2023.
Representing Canada.
It started so incredibly at Skate Canada, and this is by no means a bad skate, but not quite matching up to what was delivered in Vancouver. And interesting to see the dynamics of the teams with the Italian team that have gone before them, starting their season with challenges and struggles, and now kind of reversing in the outcomes between the Italian and the Canadian team. But good to see connection between Diana and Maxime. Diana just saying she got caught in a rut on the axle, and that the reason for the single axle at the end of the triple dose single axle sequence. Here it is. They had so much speed at this point in the program. They were easily the best team. More flow, more glide, more skating skill. But after one intentional single axle, this was meant to be a double. Diana popping that there. The side-by-side triple salcos. 2-foot landing perhaps. Well, 2-foot landing ultimately for both. So that'll have to be a negative grade of execution. So judges taking off almost 1.5 points for that element. And here on the toe triple salco, the right hand touching the ice is a mandatory reduction in the grade of execution. So it's come through at base in terms of GOE from the judges.
Yeah.
And whilst it's not what they wanted, Diana and Maxime have inspired so many. I've seen many posting on social media about the inspiration that they have given them. And Diana really motivating all to believe that quality skating like this is possible. Age 133.08, so it's 9 points behind their personal best and season's best. So now coach José Picard and Maxime make light of the situation as we see happy Italians who now return to be above Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps, as was the case when they ousted them to the world podium last season.
Minerva Fabian Hase and Nikita Volodin.
And now to the leaders after their short program. That perhaps a surprise to them too. They added 5 points to their short program at personal best yesterday. But their preparation for this event marred by illness. They haven't had optimal training time, nor even the amounts of training time that they would have liked. How will that impact upon their 4-minute, very physically demanding free skate for Minerva, Fabian Hase and Nikita Volodin? Triple twist. Probably the best T-jump combination of the event. Just an early touchdown on the second double axel for Minerva. The landing of the side-by-side triple saltos. Well done, throw triple salto, and you can hear the encouragement from coach ringside. Very unique transitional lift movement within the choreo sequence. Final lift. I'm so relieved that they got through that final lift. That's surely the element most under threat given the lack of preparation that they've had, but testament to how much they must have worked on their stamina in the off-season to be able to deliver despite the illness that Nikita has suffered coming into this event, and they hampered preparation. And indeed, even without the illness that we have learned that he has been suffering from, by competing at the Grand Prix Espoo, and then straight away to Osaka, Japan, and the travel that incurred, before then flying back to the training base in Germany and then returning to Beijing, all of the travel time that will have taken over the last month will have undoubtedly limited their number of run-throughs in training. And so I would have been unsurprised if there had been more mistakes, but somehow Minerva, Fabian Hase and Nikita Volodin have delivered what could maybe be enough to keep them on top. Program components I don't think as strong as the Canadians or the Italians. It's going to be incredibly close. Triple toes were good, as were the first double axels. Here if we see many just getting tight here on the landing of the second. And of course they had this fall on the throw triple loop earlier on in the program when they would have been fresher. It's not actually gone in as a fall, so that hasn't been deemed that enough weight came off the blade, so they don't incur that mandatory 1 point deduction. And based on what I mentioned in warm-up, the challenges that they faced in preparation for their Challenger Series events, where laces were snapped, costumes were forgotten, hooks were broken. Maybe this team has been so well prepared and well versed with challenges pre-events and managed to still compete well based on those circumstances, that the preparation for this event was just following along in line with what they've endured already this season. And it's just incredible to consider that now a new pairing of Hase and Volodin could win the Grand Prix final in what is his first ever senior Grand Prix season, as we see the Canadians and the Italians waiting to see what's necessary. So they needed 133 to stay ahead. It's second on the free skate, but I think by a whisker, they are the champions of the senior Grand Prix. The Grand Prix final champions, Minerva, Fabian Hase and Nikita Volodin, have by just half a point taken the title. Diana Stellato-Dudek studying the scores and seeing that it was close between all of the medalists. But now, do we have new World Championship favourites? How wonderful to see a competition so closely contested, and how good to see Sara and Nicolo returning to their form and better from last season too. They now very much in the mix as we hear from the champions. Their confirmation, 206 for gold, 205 points for silver, and 204 points for bronze. All three medalists topping that 200-point marker in what has been a brilliant pairs free skate, following on from a brilliant pairs short program. Congratulations to all 6 teams. We send our very best wishes to the Germans that couldn't make it through injury, Annika Hoka and Robert Kunkel, and also to the world champions from Japan, Miura and Kihara. They too injured and sidelined this year, but should they all be participants at IC Championships, what an amazing season it can turn out to be as we head towards the latter stage of the 2023-2024 season.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just finished the pair skating competition. I'm really happy to be here with Minerva and Nikita, representing Germany. Congratulations. How are you feeling now?
We're like super happy. We came into this competition with no expectation, and now ending it with first place is like more when we can wish for.
Of course, and now we win, but we not understand it. It's new. We cannot believe for it.
两位选手都非常的高兴，他们带着很强的预期来参加最后的总决赛，然后赢得了第1名。现在两位选手都非常的激动。 You did really well this season, and as a newly paired team, you have been a really quick process. What's the secret ingredient?
You want to answer it? What's our secret?
No.
Like Nikita said at NHK Trophy really well. You just have to hard work even harder, and have a good partner.
选手说就是不停地努力训练，然后有一个非常好的队友。Thank you. And do you have anything you want to say to your fans here?
Yeah, we just want to say thank you to you all for coming here and cheering us on in this arena. We felt the energy, especially at the end of the program. Thanks to Germany for watching us in front of the television and supporting us from far away. We're so thankful for you all. And yeah, we're just happy to be here.
感谢所有的粉丝给予他们鼓励，还有这个场馆给他们有很强的能量，包括感谢德国从远方给予他们支持。Dankeschön, thank you so much. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
让我们再次祝贺两位选手。
Wonderful to hear from the champions. They now continue their winning streak, having won both their Grand Prix assignments. Just amazing to think that they are a new pairing, and wonderful to hear Minerva acknowledge both the gratitude to the Federation but also to her partner. As we see some highlights from the brilliant Diana Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps. They started the Grand Prix season so brilliantly. They will be disappointed to find themselves as bronze medalists, but perhaps that will ignite the already passionate fire that they have within them as they head towards the Canadian National Championships and then their home championship Worlds in Montreal. Conti and Macii achieving a personal best free skate in Beijing. European champions, world bronze medalists, and now Grand Prix final silver medalists. Moving up from third place after the short program, winners of the free skate. But it was the German team, Minerva, Fabian Hase and Nikita Volodin. Just amazing to see what they have achieved in such a short space of time. And Minerva, who competed in Beijing early last year at the Winter Olympics with her former partner, returns, this time a champion amidst the very best in the world. Well, a wonderful pairs competition concludes, and we thank all the competitors for their brilliance.